When a narcissist realizes you'll never come back, this is 7 moves they make. When you finally walk away from a narcissist, it's more than just ending a toxic relationship. It's like severing a lifeline. Narcissists thrive on control, manipulation, and the validation they get from others. So when they realize that you're truly done, that you're never coming back, their world starts to crumble in ways that might shock you. If you've ever wondered what goes through a narcissist's mind or how they react when they lose their grip on someone they believed they could control forever, then this is for you. The truth is, narcissists don't take rejection lightly. They can't stand the thought of losing control, especially when it's final. Once they understand that their charm, manipulation, and emotional games no longer work on you, they'll take drastic steps. But what are those steps? How does a narcissist behave when they know you're gone for good? Stay with me as we uncover the 7 moves a narcissist makes when they realize you'll never come back. These moves aren't just about revenge. They're deeply rooted in the narcissist's desperate need to maintain their fragile sense of superiority and self-worth. Before we dive into the details of these 7 manipulative moves, I encourage you to stay until the end, because the last one is perhaps the most surprising and devastating of all. It might even give you the final bit of closure you need if you've ever dealt with a narcissist in your life. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, and share this video with anyone you know who might benefit from understanding the complex behavior of narcissists. Together, we can spread awareness and help others recognize these toxic patterns. So, let's get started. When a narcissist realizes that you'll never come back, their initial reaction is often disbelief. Narcissists operate under the assumption that they are irreplaceable. They believe that no matter what happens, you'll always come running back because they've convinced themselves that you need them more than they need you. But when they finally see that you're serious, that you've truly moved on, it sends them into a tailspin. And this is where the first move comes into play: they deny it. At first, the narcissist will refuse to believe that you're truly gone. They'll tell themselves that you're just playing a game or that you're trying to make them jealous. This denial is their way of protecting their ego. After all, how could someone possibly leave them for good? They've likely conditioned you to rely on them for validation, love, or support, so the thought of you walking away for good is something they can't process right away. In their mind, no one ever leaves a narcissist. People only take breaks. This denial phase is just the beginning, though, and as it fades, the narcissist will move on to more aggressive tactics. Next comes the second move: they try to hoover you back in. The term hoovering comes from the idea of the narcissist trying to suck you back into their life, much like a vacuum. At this stage, they'll do whatever it takes to get your attention. They might start love bombing you again, showering you with affection, gifts, or apologies. They'll tell you exactly what you want to hear. "I've changed. I'm going to be different this time," or "I realize I made mistakes." But don't be fooled. This is just another manipulation tactic. Narcissists don't change. What they do is adapt their strategies in the short term to regain control. The hoovering phase can be incredibly convincing, and this is why it's crucial for you to stay strong. When you've made the decision to cut ties with a narcissist, going back will only restart the cycle of manipulation and emotional abuse. The narcissist isn't truly remorseful. They're simply panicking at the loss of control. This is why it's important to recognize the hoovering for what it is: a desperate move to regain power over you. But once they see that their attempts to suck you back in aren't working, they shift their tactics again, and things can take a darker turn. The third move a narcissist makes is smearing your reputation. When they realize that you're not coming back, and hoovering has failed, they'll start to attack you in other ways. One of the most common ways they do this is by launching a smear campaign against you. They'll tell anyone who will listen that you're the problem, that you were the one who mistreated them. They might spread lies about you to mutual friends, family members, or even on social media. Narcissists are master manipulators, and they're often very good at making themselves look like the victim while painting you as the villain. The goal of the smear campaign is twofold. First, the narcissist wants to tarnish your reputation so that others see you in a negative light. But more importantly, they want to regain control over the narrative. By making you look bad, they're trying to convince themselves and others that they're still in control of the situation. If they can manipulate the opinions of those around you, they feel like they've regained some of the power they lost when you walked away. But what happens when smearing your reputation isn't enough? This brings us to the fourth move. They try to replace you. Narcissists can't stand to be alone, and they need a constant source of validation to feed their ego. So, when they realize you're not coming back, they'll often move quickly to find someone else to fill the void. This might be a new romantic partner, a friend, or even a family member. They'll flaunt this new person in your face, either directly or indirectly, as a way to hurt you. They want you to feel jealous, to second-guess your decision to leave. But here's the thing. This new person isn't a replacement for you. They're simply a tool the narcissist is using to regain their sense of control. The narcissist might shower their new partner with attention, but it's only a matter of time before they start the same toxic cycle with them. Don't be fooled into thinking that the narcissist has moved on to a better, healthier relationship. They haven't. They're just trying to prove to themselves, and to you, that they still have the power to get what they want. The fifth move narcissists make when they realize you'll never come back is playing the victim. If their attempts to smear your reputation or replace you fail, they'll turn to playing the victim card. Suddenly, they'll act as if they're the one who has been wronged. They'll tell anyone who will listen how hurt and devastated they are by your actions. They might even go so far as to say that you abandoned them, that you were cruel, or that you never cared about them. This is another manipulation tactic designed to elicit sympathy from others and, if possible, to make you feel guilty. Narcissists thrive on attention, whether it's positive or negative. By playing the victim, they're trying to redirect the focus back onto themselves. They want to paint a picture of themselves as the one who was hurt so that others will rally around them, offer support, and validate their feelings. This is just another way they attempt to regain control when they feel like they've lost it. But as with all of their tactics, it's important to remember that this isn't about genuine emotion, it's about manipulation. As the narcissist continues to lose control, they might resort to more extreme measures. This leads us to the sixth move. They become vengeful. When a narcissist realizes that nothing they've tried is working, they can become vindictive. They may go out of their way to try to hurt you, either emotionally, socially, or even financially. This could manifest in them trying to sabotage your relationships, your career, or your reputation. Narcissists are not above using extreme measures when they feel they've lost control. Their goal is to make you pay for walking away, to make you regret ever standing up to them. At this stage, it's important to protect yourself. Whether it's legally, emotionally, or socially, you need to put up boundaries to safeguard yourself from the narcissist's vengeful behavior. Narcissists don't handle rejection well, and when they realize that they've truly lost you, they may stop at nothing to try to regain power, even if that means hurting you in the process. Finally, we arrive at the seventh and perhaps most surprising move a narcissist makes when they realize you'll never come back. They act like they never cared. After all of their attempts to win you back, smear your reputation, and hurt you fail, the narcissist will often retreat into a final act of emotional self-preservation. They'll act as if you were never important to them in the first place. They might say things like, "I never really loved you," or "You weren't worth my time." This is their way of protecting their fragile ego. By pretending they never cared, they can convince themselves that your departure doesn't matter. This final move is perhaps the most painful for the narcissist because deep down, they know that losing you does matter. But admitting that would mean admitting defeat, and that's something a narcissist can never do. So instead, they'll bury their feelings, pretend like they've moved on, and continue their search for the next person they can manipulate. But don't be fooled. This is just another act in the narcissist's endless cycle of control and deception. As we come to the end of this discussion, I want to thank you for taking the time to learn more about how narcissists behave when they realize you'll never come back. If this message resonated with you, or if you know someone who might benefit from understanding these toxic behaviors, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, and share it with others. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insights and discussions like this one. Together, we can continue to raise awareness and help others break free from the chains of narcissistic manipulation. Thank you for watching, and may you find peace and strength in your journey away from toxic relationships. This is the true misery of a narcissist. Hello and welcome back. Today, we're going to unravel something that might surprise you. When we think of narcissists, we often picture people who are self-assured, charismatic, and seem to have an unshakable sense of confidence. They're the ones who always appear to be in control, demanding attention and admiration from everyone around them. But what if I told you that behind this mask of self-importance lies a deeper, hidden truth, one that most of them would never admit to? What if, beneath all that bravado, there's a layer of insecurity, loneliness, and emotional turmoil that makes life far less glamorous than it seems for a narcissist? That's right, narcissists have their own kind of misery, a pain they keep carefully hidden, even from themselves. If you've ever wondered what really goes on inside the mind of a narcissist when they're not putting on their usual show, stay with us, because this discussion will take you into the true, unspoken struggles of those who seem to have it all together. Before we dig deep into this revealing topic, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with those who might need a new perspective on narcissists and their hidden struggles. Trust me, this insight might change the way you see these complex individuals and could even help you understand why they act the way they do. Let's explore the true misery of a narcissist and uncover the parts of their lives that are often kept in the shadows. To the outside world, narcissists often seem like they have it all: confidence, charm, and a seemingly endless supply of self-assurance. But the truth is far more complex. Despite their outward confidence, narcissists are plagued by a constant need for validation. This need is like an unquenchable thirst, driving them to seek admiration and attention wherever they can find it. They spend so much energy maintaining their image, making sure that they are seen as successful, admired, and envied. But this endless pursuit of validation is exhausting, and it's rooted in a deep, unspoken insecurity. Narcissists may act like they believe they're superior to everyone else, but inside, there's a nagging doubt, a fear that if they stop seeking approval, they will have to face a truth that terrifies them: that they aren't as special as they want to believe. You might think that a narcissist's life is easy because they're always putting themselves first, but this self-centeredness comes at a great cost. One of the greatest sources of a narcissist's misery is their inability to form deep, meaningful connections with others. Sure, they might have plenty of people around them, friends, admirers, even romantic partners, but these relationships are often shallow, based more on what the other person can give them than on genuine emotional bonds. For the narcissist, other people are often seen as tools, ways to gain admiration, attention, or status. But deep down, this lack of true connection leaves them feeling isolated and alone, even in a crowded room. It's a loneliness that's hard to admit, even to themselves, because to acknowledge it would be to admit that their way of interacting with the world isn't as fulfilling as they pretend it to be. Imagine living a life where you constantly have to wear a mask, where you always have to appear strong, confident, and in control, even when you're falling apart inside. For a narcissist, this is a daily reality. They are masters of hiding their vulnerabilities, not just from others but even from their own minds. They've built up walls so high that even their own insecurities struggle to break through. But that doesn't mean those insecurities aren't there. Beneath the surface, many narcissists struggle with feelings of inadequacy and worthlessness that they've buried deep within. It's like having a wound that never quite heals, constantly needing to be covered up, and yet always reminding them that it's there. This brings us to one of the most painful truths about being a narcissist, the fear of being exposed. A narcissist's greatest fear is that others will see through their facade and realize that they aren't as confident or capable as they appear to be. This fear drives much of their behavior, pushing them to manipulate, control, and even lie to keep their image intact. But living